to a citizen, fool. Citizen to a citizen, fool.
Key to life.
Another one.
And now, our feature presentation.
All right, welcome back, citizens, and welcome to another episode of
Pause. Yeah, nigga. Yeah.
All right, so typically I don't do 2 episodes of Pause in 1 week, but I thought this one was necessary. So I was minding my business, scrolling through YouTube, and I saw a new video pop up from Indisputable, I think it is, with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Now, typically, him and his team, they have a great team over there, and they're just advocates for equality and proper policing. They shine a bright light when something's not right happening, and they do their investigation as best as that team does their investigation, is all I can say. Some would call it a little bit biased, but I can't, because he makes a lot of good points, him and his team. But this episode was geared towards highlighting the Lewiston, Maine shooting, which was terrible. It was sad, senseless, shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. And your guy, Robert Card, I believe his name is, ended up killing himself. But before he did that, he killed 13 innocent people. So definitely condolences to all the families that were impacted by this senseless killing. So this guy he went out and he already purchased a gun, but in the interim, he applied for a suppressor. He purchased a suppressor online, and went the normal waiting period. But if you've ever purchased a suppressor, there's a couple of steps to it, right? You either go in store and purchase it and fill out all your paperwork, get your fingerprints done, things of that nature, or you could go online. Now, 2 things happen whether you go in the store or you go online and purchase it. You fill out a certain form, and it asks you pretty much the same questions that it would ask you on a 4473. Do you suffer from any mental illness? Are you a drug abuser? And depending on how you answer those questions, the application can be immediately denied, or denied when you go to pick up the suppressor. I think you're immediately denied, actually. But there's a step. If you order it online and pay your tax stamp online, they take that and they find out where the FFL is closest to you that you'd like it shipped to. And then when you go to the FFL, you have to certify. When you go to that store, you have to certify, and part of that certification is, they check your ID, your forms, and things of that nature. So this is kind of what happened with this gentleman, with Robert, when he purchased or attempted to purchase his suppressor. Let me go ahead and run the tape in so you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'll put it in right now.
The mass shooting suspect, Robert Card, bought his weapon legally. Yeah. Also, nearly 3 months before this killer would tear through a bar and a bowling alley in rural Maine last week, killing 18. He tried to kill more. He injured 13. He actually tried to buy a silencer a silencer
Damn, son.
for a rifle at a local firearms store, the owner said Saturday. What good reason does a person have to buy a silencer? I'm waiting. Why is it legal to purchase a silencer? This is insane. So he attempts to buy a silencer, which says to me he wanted to do carnage in a multiplicity of ways. He wanted to utilize another methodology in order to kill people. Not just one, but a few. Quote, he came in and filled out the form. He checked off a box that incriminated himself, saying that he was in an institution. You all got to follow this now. He self-admitted he was institutionalized. Rick LaChapelle, owner of the Coastal Defense Firearms, said, quote, our staff was fantastic. Let him finish filling out the form and said, quote, I'm sorry, Mr. Card, we cannot give you this. At this point in time, we cannot release this silencer to you because of the answers that you've given us. There's more. The owner added, quote, we did what we were supposed to do and hopefully saved a lot of lives by just following the proper procedures. Had Card succeeded in buying the silencer, LaChapelle, the city council president in Lewiston, Maine, said he believes the rampage might have even been more deadly because people at the two locations would not have heard the rifle fire. Once again, I submit to you, why is it even possible for someone to purchase a damn silencer?
Okay, so, there's a huge emphasis, not so much on the gun in this, but more so on the suppressor. And, I got a couple of answers for Dr. Rashad. In fact, I'm making this video for Dr. Rashad, and I'll send this video out to him once I finish making it. But, suppressors, there's a lot of uses for suppressors. A lot of people think they're illegal to own. A lot of people think that they're only used to do bad things. That's absolutely not true. And you asked the question several times, why in the world would someone need a suppressor? Well, why do automobile makers make cars that go 160 or 120 when I think in the United States the fastest you can go without getting a ticket is like 80 miles an hour, right? I mean, it's probably a bad comparison, but it's the one that comes to mind right now. It's need and want. These things, they do a lot, okay? They reduce recoil on your firearm, whether it be on a rifle or a pistol. Some people don't like that recoil. More importantly, top of the list, they reduce noise, right? That decibel that you hear. Even if you have air protection on, it can still impact your hearing, right? If you're at the range enough and you're around, these loud bangs for hours and hours a day, it can impact your hearing. So it reduces the noise, right? So you don't blow your ears out. Same thing. If you're home, somebody comes in the house, you happen to pick up a rifle or a pistol with a suppressor on, you're thinking fast. You don't have time to go put air protection on, and you have your suppressor. You're shooting, and you're not damaging your ear while you're shooting. If you have to use it. Hunting, a lot of people use it for hunting purposes, right? You're sitting there, you have a couple of deer or pigs or hogs or what have you. A quiet shot takes one out, and then you don't get a bunch of disbursement where your deers are running away or your hogs are running away. They're still in the area. Yeah, and last but not least, the most important piece is that they're just fun to shoot. You know, not every gun owner it turns out to be a bad person, right? Not every person that owns a suppressor is going out there wanting to do harm. So, you know, try and do a little research, see what they're for. I mean, your team does a great job researching other topics, you know, and just take a look. You know, you'll see that a lot of us, in fact, how many? I think it's like 2.5 million people across the 42 states that allow suppressors. 2.5, I think it is, million suppressors out there that people own. That's a lot of suppressors, right? But you know, those people, they're not using suppressors to do any harm. And you're right. Or the guy at the store that declined him is right. He probably would have done more damage because people nearby wouldn't have heard the shots. I'll agree with it. But you know, that's just bad people doing bad things, and not all of us are bad. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I hope this show actually gets to you, and of course, my viewers, chime in. Let me know what you think about owning a suppressor. Do you want one? If so, why haven't you gotten one yet? I go to Silence the Shop. They have a process. They make sure that all the information is filled out as it should be filled out. They help you out throughout the way, throughout the application process. Yeah, does it take a while to get? Yeah, but once you start just, you know, starting the process and buying them a little bit more often, you'll see that the wait isn't that long.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Until next time.
Another one.